Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you something different. I've got a lot of requests, actually a lot of requests, asking me, Nevermore Chess, how do you actually learn to play better? How do you learn the openings? How do you learn to play chess? You have never seen this side of me. But today, now, I'm gonna show you how Nevermore Chess himself. What is this, bro? Nevermore Chess himself does chess. And it's not that hard when you think about it. It's not that hard. You're just watching YouTube tutorials. And today, one of the tutorials I want to show you, one of the openings I want to learn, is the Grand Prix attack. Everyone, if you've watched my channel, you know that I suffer against Sicilian. So what I want to learn is something that attacks the Sicilian, destroys the Sicilian. And I saw that in the Grand Prix attack. So we're gonna watch Mr. Gotham Chess video on the Grand Prix attack. Yes, the man himself, Gotham Chess. And we're gonna analyze a bit the opening, the positions, and we're gonna see how this fits me. So yeah, enjoy the video, guys.
Welcome back to another opening video. This one of my personal favorites. I played it all the way up to 21-2200. It is called the Grand Prix attack.
Grand Prix attack. That's the perfect range, 21-22. I wanna reach 2000, so.
If you play the king's pawn on move 1,
I do that.
you have to deal with the Sicilian as your most.
Okay, we're going to continue. Okay, let's start here.
So the Sicilian defense, and now knight to c3. Your options in the Sicilian are knight f3, d4, open Sicilian. And the Alpine Sicilian with c3 and d4, the Smith-Morra gambit and other gambits.
That sounds cool
or
too.
knight to c3, which is known as the closed Sicilian. Now,
I usually go for the closed Sicilian. So he basically said that there's the open Sicilian where you just trade the pawns with knight to f3 and d4. Then there's the Alpine where you go c3, and then there's the closed Sicilian with knight to c3. Basically, that's what I
this
learned.
look like? And what is your game plan?
The Alpine is the closest Sicilian as well. I think. Maybe I don't know.
Move e5, you're going to play f4. So for example, this.
Okay.
This is now the Grand Prix attack. This is still the closed Sicilian after g3, bishop g2. But the idea here is that you're going to develop your other knight behind your f-pawn. Your bishop has a choice. Personally, I think you're going to have more success putting your bishop on c4 where it can be used as a battering ram.
If you think
However, the more professional or advanced way to play this opening is actually to play bishop b5 in a lot of cases and trade for this knight. Then you will finish your development with pawn to d3, castle, and play f5 and go for an attack. We are going to look at a Magnus Carlsen.
that sounds very easy actually. So basically, e4, c5, knight c3. He usually can go here, knight c6, or he can go e6 probably, in my opinion. Then I just go f4, prepare for knight to g3, prepare for bishop to f4, and stuff like that. I usually play g3 and then f3 and then knight to f3. The bishop goes to g2, I'm sorry. And then we castle, queen goes to e1, and then we're starting the attack. Oh no, queen doesn't go to e1. No, I'm stupid, sorry. Maybe just pawn to d3, something like that.
Against Badur Jabab, a very strong grandmaster. Admittedly, it was a bullet game, but it was like the perfect Grand Prix.
Wait, so he's basically showing me a bullet game of Magnus. Of course he's better than me, even in bullet, right?
First, and then we're gonna look at
And better in
d6.
chess than
The thing about Black's play,
probably most of
Black
us.
can do a lot of things even here, but in any order, these moves can happen. It can be the knight, it could be the pawn, it could be the other pawn. So we're going to look at setups first that just develop, that don't play for d5 and don't play for b5. Those are kind of the most annoying approaches that you have to deal with white. So we're going to look at knight c6 and just kind of...
So kind of annoying, I'm sorry, I'm probably stepping a lot, but annoying is if they go for e6 and then d5 or a6 and then b5. Interesting.
So Magnus just
Why?
Knight f3.
Probably he's gonna
Some
tell
people
me.
will play
I
A6
think
in order to play b5. You can play like Magnus here, and when you see a6, you can
What does
play
he play?
a4 and prevent b5.
You can call me
Because if
Magnus.
you play bishop c4, you're just going to run into this. That really doesn't make any sense. You can play like Magnus, or you can just put your bishop out this way, which is a slightly
So basically playing b5 to stop bishop to c4.
version. But Magnus plays this, puts his bishop on c4, and it's kind of everything I told you, right? At some point, Magnus is going to play f5, and there's one very important move in all these positions. It's queen to e1. This is the cornerstone.
Queen to e1 here. That's very cool diagonal here. Yep.
Stone of the Grand Prix attack, because you've played f4. So now your queen can utilize the dark squares to go and attack over on this side of the board. And once you play f5, your dark squared bishop will go attack as well. Now, the truth is that in the Grand Prix, black has a lot of ways of achieving equality. The engine says it's equal in all lines, but practically speaking, the position is very tricky to play, particularly if black has spent 95% of their time looking at things that don't look like this. So, Badur plays rook b8,
That's true.
Magnus plays f5. You're going to have a lot of moments you can play this move, even if it looks like it costs you a pawn, because it opens up everything. So, for example, knight d4. If Badur had played g takes f5 in this position, Magnus is not taking back. He's playing queen h4, and if f takes e4 happens and you keep gobbling, sometimes you can just let him take everything, because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 pieces, maybe 6 pieces in the attack, and the game can just end like this, with queen takes h7. This is like a perfect Grand Prix attack, and this game Magnus also got very
No one's gonna do that.
and just gave away a full rook. Just gave away the full rook on a1.
Very nice.
Then proceeded to play this and knight g5, and now he's just a move away from delivering a complete knockout, which is taking on g7 and taking on f6. And he ends the game precisely in that fashion with a devastating shot. Now queen to h7 is a threat, and the game ends with this beautiful, beautiful move, knight e6, and the king's stuck. He's got nowhere to run. This is just made in one move. This is made in one move, and, well, Magnus beat a grandmaster in 17 moves with the white pieces. Yes, I understand it was a bullet game. I understand that. But still, very, very high quality. And everything that you just saw here...
No, it was high. Yeah, it was high quality. 17 moves, bro.
Setup, this is like perfect play. I love this. Queen e1, f5, queen h4, bishop h6. Boom, boom, boom. I guarantee you are going to win games that look almost identical to this, and you can say you played as well as Magnus Carlsen. But obviously we need to fill in the gaps. So let's actually play the move knight c6, and let's say instead of d6, the opponent plays something like g6.
Okay, so I kind of got the picture of the position in my head, right? I don't know, I'm not as good as they, so like I can't say the like whole set of moves. But yeah, I actually got it, so I'm gonna probably show. So if they go, but that's if they go g6. They can go e6 here. I can still just go g3, I can go bishop to c4, I can castle, then I can go queen to e1, then I can go probably f5, I can go d3 even, like if there is some pressure on my pawn here. Then I go queen e1, as I said. I can come here, I can push, and if they take, I can still come here. The knight is going to be here, so I can push so the knight can come here too. If they castle, of course, if they don't castle, I'm probably not gonna go f5. That's my idea. But yeah, that's the moves. Probably f6, there's e6, there's a6, there's a lot of moves. I think there is d5 actually. There is d5, and I don't know what to do.
Actually here, you have two choices. You can still play bishop to b5 and trade the knight if you want to do that. The best move here for black is consider jumping into the middle like this, and then here what white does is actually just castles. Gives up this
it's not hanging.
And of course, if the knight is attacked, it always returns home, so that's not too complicated. But a perfect situation looks like this. You still play queen e1, you still play queen h4.
So basically always
play. You can play this bishop to b5 idea. Personally, I think you're going to have more success with the bishop on c4. The problem with putting the bishop on c4...
Hey, if Mr. Gotham Chess tells me that he personally thinks I'm gonna beat more players with c4, I'm gonna play c4. Bishop to c4.
It can be a target for a a6 b5.
Which is
or
annoying,
e6
for
d5.
sure.
You have to
Yep,
understand
yep,
that
yep.
this can be a little bit of a menacing move because d5 is annoying. So if you're going to put your bishop on c4, it can be a little bit advantageous to do it when the pawn is already on d6. Because think about it, if the pawn's already here,
Yeah.
you kind of know your opponent's not going to waste
Yeah,
more
that
time.
does make
They
sense. Yeah.
might, obviously, but you might have a little bit more success. By the way, you might have more success against this setup even with bishop to b5. So you actually have it both ways. That's the beautiful thing about the Grand Prix. They're both methods of playing it. Taking on c6 is perfectly reasonable. You can get some really nice positions that also are very promising. Queen e1, queen h4, and
So
f5,
it's always
bishop
queen
h6
e1,
like
queen
this.
h4.
Perfect stuff. But obviously, we also need to give you some more tips and tricks. And one of my favorite lines is this one, where you just play f5 at a
Never,
you don't even play d3,
never.
you don't even cast.
Brother, you're just losing upon here. How is this one of your favorite lines? What is going on? Takes. Yeah, takes. But it's bad, double pawns. Oops.
So you just play f5. What am I talking about? Well,
Yeah, it's a good
example,
move, not
takes,
gonna lie.
you can take back on f5.
Yeah.
And actually, this is awful for black.
Yeah, it does look
Like, this is
awful.
really bad.
I mean, he can go
And here the
d6
engine
and defend the
already
pawn,
gives
but
you
yeah.
crazy pawn sacrifice line.
Yeah, I'm not
You
gonna
can
do
play
that.
knight b5 or even knight d5. I mean, black has double d and doubled f pawns. It's really not good. But this is something you should.
It's not good if you're Magnus Carlsen. It's not good if it's Levy. It's good if it's against me.
More with a computer. This is not for the faint of heart because this is just Russian roulette essentially.
Yes,
but there are
yes.
some lines you can just very quickly go for an f5. But if you don't, be aware that if you just try to autopilot this, that d5 is coming. Do not take this pawn. We are about to look at variations where black plays the pawn.
What
to
if
d5.
pawn
Do
d4?
not take ever. Do not take that pawn. Do not take it. There are very
I wanna
few
take this
exceptions.
pawn. I usually always take this pawn, not gonna lie. When I see the pawn bop, I know it's bad. Sometimes it's bad to take, but I just take it.
You don't wanna take, you wanna
That's
go here,
annoying.
and you want
But then, yeah, what I'm talking about.
Oh my God,
Why?
I love if they play like this.
Why?
Because now they've closed the center, and you can just go for your attack on the king side. Queen e1, queen h4, h3,
Oh.
g4, f5.
So
and just
basically, you're closing the center, so now you can attack on the sides, just like in football.
attack their king. So let's go here
It's
and take a look
kind
at
of like
e6.
football.
E6 can be played after knight c6. So for example, you can get this position with e6. You can get e6 on the second move. What I recommend is actually just act like nothing is happening.
I love doing that. That's my go-to thing. I act like nothing is happening,
e4,
but I'm just losing then.
you don't want to block in your
Ah,
bishop.
yes.
Yep, this
Guess,
is very
okay.
tricky to remember.
So check.
That your bishop wants to come out with check, and then the knight wraps around. And
If they go d4, okay, sorry again that I'm stopping, but if they go d4, we first check with the bishop, and then we move the knight back.
And you play like knight e2. And
Then
you
if
get
they
to
go
this position,
d3?
the bishop's not going to be very happy. This is kind of why
d3
you
is
want to trade
annoying.
it. But if you still find a way to get like this position, this is wonderful because you can still create
It's
some
wonderful,
sort of
yeah.
attack on the king side because the position is more closed. But play like this. If they take in the center, you know, you have a lead in development. You have a slightly better position. You can even put your bishop on b2, which is kind of rare in these sort of positions. But you can go for this. You can obviously trade this bishop before you play pawn to d3. It's going to be a slightly unique position. But e6 d5 is really not that scary, and in particular, e6 d5, like in this version, can actually lead to some pretty big problems for black. For example,
Why?
if black plays knight e7, which is considered the best move, now is the one exception. I recommend taking on d5 and then playing queen to e2. Super tricky line. This particular line is not about, okay, I know the ideas. Here you have to remember the exact move order, but the moves are in the description.
I mean,
And
that's
there's a lot
easy.
of tricks. For example, there is this move, queen e5, which is kind of funny. And
rook to
rook
g8
after
now.
g8, now black
Yeah.
is no longer able to castle. Obviously, the knight cannot take the queen.
Pinned, yeah. That's
This
cool.
can just be a
Utilizing the
nuisance
pin.
idea.
Very nice.
But there's others, you know, there's like an idea like if they play a6, you have this very cool move b3, and you just attack for the structure. But we're in pretty advanced territory
Yeah.
now. So you can memorize against e6 d5 this idea.
I mean, it
you
doesn't
can take and
Why do I keep on playing like I'm keep on pressing the C button. But yeah, it doesn't sound that out of the world, yeah. But this line, specifically this line.
E2. That's another way to challenge against e6 d5. And you know, one of the best ways to play is a6 b5 actually. And this one is annoying because now you can't play bishop c4 or bishop here. So
can I go a4?
This, what I recommend is just putting the structure like this and then playing g3, bishop g2.
Okay.
It's pretty unlikely you're going to face a6 b5. You might. You know, but you're not going to face it often. The advanced players are going to play it. And now what people are going to do...
That's what I'm going to play. That's what I'm going to play.
Sicilian players who watch this video are going to be like...
When I learn Sicilian.
Now I'm going to play a6 b5 against the close
That's
Sicilian.
what I'm saying, bro.
Anyway, there's a lot of different move iterations. The knight can...
I just hope I don't have any subscriber that really wants to beat me like this. What is going on? Man, what is going on with this obvious stuff? It wasn't from me. That effect wasn't from me.
Come to c6, g6, bishop g7, d6, e6, e6, d5. The main thing is you know how to deal with the most confrontational approach. And against everything else, you know kind of your game plan. You choose whether you're going to trade with the bishop or on b5 against the knight on c6.
Or c4,
or you're
yes,
put the bishop on c4, and then you're going to go to work. And you're going to build your experience accordingly, right? There's nothing really else beyond that because there's so many different ways that black can play in terms of the setup. Most of what we've looked at, by the way, revolves with a kingside castle. You know, you might get an opponent who, for some reason, decides, I've been attacked too many times on the king side, so I'm going to castle queenside.
That's a bit hard.
Like,
but they can just... Wait, bro, wait. But they just cannot play g6, bishop to g7. They cannot, and that's gonna be a bit faster then. Like,
because you have bishop takes f7 check, which is one of the nice
moves, nice. That's a nice move.
Bishop f7 and then knight g5.
Check,
this is no guard. So glad I showed you this little trap. Keep this in mind. But let's say like knight f6 here and bishop g4. So against this, if you really want, you know, you're like, well, I can't really play f5 because they haven't castled, right? And all these lines that you don't go queen e1, queen h4. Unless they've castled that way. I hope we're clear on that. Are we not? Did you just think you were attacking on that side all the time?
Yes. So I did that. I did think that I always play one. Queen e1 and then queen h4. I always thought I was playing this.
Something like queen f2, and black is just gonna go long. Well, alright, I mean if black goes long, you know, you're gonna have to create an attack on that side of the board. Yeah, you can't play queen h4, f5, bishop h6. There's no king on that side. We're attacking the king. So here you have to be a little bit more flexible, maybe start a queenside attack. Your structure is really solid, which is why it's a really nice opening. So that's a little bit about that, and you know, we haven't looked at e5.
E5. Ooh, I hate e5. Can I just go f4? For king's gambit.
Play some sort of weird gambit, like play like this. Now it's kind of a king's gambit.
I can do that.
It's a king's gambit, except you've played knight c3, c5, which cannot be good for black to play c5. But you can also play bishop c4, d3, f4. It'll probably be a little bit more closed of a position like this, but you can still play f5. Now you're kind of in a ridiculous looking Vienna.
It looks bad. It looks really good for me.
Close that line out. Knight f3, g4, h4 in the future.
Yeah,
so anyway, that's a little bit about how to play the Grand Prix. We're gonna try to put it to the test now.
Okay, so here he is playing against subscribers, which I'm not gonna look at. Okay. So we're gonna be faster because it's 20 minutes long video. So let's not lose time. Okay, so this is the Grand Prix attack. This is the standard Sicilian, and after f4 Grand Prix attack they go d6, knight f3. Yes. So basically what I understood, I'm gonna say it a bit faster, is g3. Okay, this move is annoying because of this, so can I just play this? Okay, we play a4, bishop to c4, I'm sorry, and then castle, then go d3, they castle, and now we go queen e1. Queen e1, queen h4, or we go first for the pawn push. So if they take, I can still go just queen h4, and then knight g5 or something, and then we can probably just do that, like sack the rook for the knight and then checkmate, something like this. This was the idea on a basic level explained, so it's very easy to understand it. So another move is a6. So after a6 we still do the same thing kinda, except for the bishop cannot go here. Bishop goes to g2. Bishop goes to g2, castles, and then we continue playing like that. Black is a bit better here. What if we go d6? If they go d6, we still play the same thing. So still the same thing, still d3, still queen to e1, still queen to 1, h4, f5, f5 and stuff like that. Okay, and then e6. So if they play e6, so we saw this, we saw this, we saw this, we saw this. What happened is the same thing. We don't take, we never take. We do check. So we're trading. Oh, we don't even trade. That's interesting. That's interesting. So now they take. And now, this is getting a bit boring though. Can I just play this? And if they take, we trade. Right. And then, I mean, okay, knight has to come here and then we're playing the game, I guess. e5, I'll play e5 for sure. Okay, and g6. g6, a bit faster to go kind of like King's Indian style, but we're still playing the same thing. Still the same thing. No, not g3, probably bishop to c5, c4, then castles, then d3, then queen to h, queen to e1, queen to h4 and stuff like that. Okay, next third move. So if third move is this, so what if they go g6? We saw this. What if they go e6? Probably the same thing. Yeah, what I understood. Wait. So no, not this, but this. If we're going for d5, if they go for d5, what happens is we actually take now. So after they go e6, d5, we actually take. Bishop is here, and then the queen goes to e2, pinning the knight. So now if they actually go a6, we take. Now I think we can go here to put some pressure on this pawn. And if they go here, oops, so takes, and if they go, so we castle, and if they come here, I think this was not the move. Well, there was something else, but we're not gonna actually think about this. What if we go f3? We saw this. Yeah, I think most of it was this. Like most of the game was this. Most of the positions we analyzed, that Mr. Gotham Chess analyzed, we did analyze. So basically, I'm gonna go by my own memory. Is this we go with the close Sicilian. This is the close Sicilian. This is the open Sicilian. Oh, this is the Smith-Morra Gambit, my bad. This is the Smith-Morra Gambit. But we don't want to do that. We want to play the Grand Prix attack. This is the Alapin. This is the Alapin defense. But we basically go for the Grand Prix attack, which is this is the close Sicilian. Is this? Which one is the open Sicilian, bro? I mean, he can still not play this here. He cannot play this. They usually play this. They play this. But what I'm gonna demonstrate here is, let's say they're going knight to c6. I can play this. I can play this. I can just play this. We can play this. Let's say they play e6. Oh, we have to go this first. Oh wait, sorry. We come here now. First things first, we go f4. And after they come here, probably d6 or e6. Let's say d6. We go bishop to c4. Now they come here, actually push the pawn to stop it, of course, but they don't do that. Let's say they but usually here is better to go knight f3. But what if I come here and then knight f3? I mean, it's the same thing. Basically castle, they play this, we play d3, they play this, we come e1, they castle. Now I can come here. I cannot steal because I think I'm just losing the pawn. Alright, I just think I'm just losing the pawn. Best move still this. Very interesting. Whoa, 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 whoa. What happened? Oh my god. Okay, so the castle, and if they... Oh wait. After I don't play this yet. I can just play this, and after the castle I can go queen e1. But now they push. Now we go back. And now I'm feeling iffy. This is some iffy position. Some iffy position. We can always just play this. We can play this. I mean, probably I would still play this. And we're going to... I mean, this is annoying. Oh, they totally lost. Okay, I managed to lose the position somehow. I mean, this one is annoying. But probably we don't take, because I took. Mr. Gotham Chess said, never take this. We want them to play this. We want them to play this. Because after this we can start on my attack, right? After they come here, we can just start. We can just go h4, we can go g4 and stuff like that. h3 to g4 actually. We can come here with the queen as well, right away actually, just to come here, right? But let's say they come here, and if I play this, they will just come here, a6. Then I have to go back. So imagine, like, if they push, I can still push. I think this is a good move, but no. Takes, and now I push. Okay. And that's such a good move. Takes, but it's never good to take. Yeah, it's never good to take. You just take like this, and now if they actually do that, they're lost. I think it's mate. It's forced mate. Yeah. I mean, we have to think when we play, but I got the hang of it a bit. So what's going on is, whatever they play, we go f4, except if they play this. If they play this, I think we can still go f4. If they take, this is basically king's gambit. Yeah, this is king's gambit. Yeah, this is basically king's gambit. Yeah, castle, and now we play. Which is very cool. I can even come here, he'll go there too. So that's not good. But I think we can win the pawn. We can come back. I mean, can we just do this? Oh my god, my man is just annoying me. Can't play this. I mean, we can come here. And now we're going to, like, win some pawns. Basically equalize. But yeah, I'm gonna stop analyzing. Thanks for watching, guys. That's how I usually analyze games. That's how I learn openings. I usually watch some videos and stuff, and then I analyze. That's what I advise you to do as well. Just find an opening that you actually like to play, you enjoy to study, and then you start doing that. And then you play games. Playing games is probably the most important thing, but first you have to study. And I usually don't study. These days I don't study. I don't like studying usually, but it's important. If you have a goal in mind, you have to study. That's in every aspect in life, but I'm not gonna talk about that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, you can like, you can subscribe, and you can comment as well. That would help me a lot. And yeah, see you next time, guys. Peace.